Not all mysteries lie in the stars. Some sleep beneath our feet, in bones, in dust, in forgotten names. For 600 years, the moa, giants of New Zealand's forests, were believed to be gone, hunted, buried, erased. But now, something stirs. In hidden labs and silent data streams, science is reaching backward, stitching fragments of a creature we no longer remember, to build something we've never known. This is not resurrection. This is something else. Welcome to Bedtime Science Mysteries. Tonight, you enter a forest that hasn't existed for centuries and follow the footprints of a ghost that may yet breathe again. 600 years after extinction, a creature has returned. Part 1. Echoes from the forest that died. You're not sure why you came here. Maybe it was a strange message in an old inbox. Maybe it was a headline you read just before sleep. Or maybe it was a dream. But here you are, at the edge of a forest in New Zealand's South Island. Cold air pressing against your skin, the mist curling low, and the silence, almost too complete. You crouch on the moss-covered ground, a footprint larger than your hand, deep, no claws, no tread, just a broad, rounded impression. Your mind flashes. You've seen this before, in fossil exhibits, on warning signs in national parks, in a late-night article that whispered through your screen, the giant moa, extinct, or maybe, not entirely, a name carved in bones, moa moa, a name that sounds like breath and echo. They once roamed this island, flightless, massive, up to 12 feet tall, nearly 500 pounds, no wings, no predators, until humans came. Then, gone. Archaeological data confirms extinction around the 15th century, mere centuries after Polynesian settlers, ancestors of the Maori, first arrived. For over 600 years, moa have lived only in museums, stories, and bone fragments. Until now. The lab that shouldn't exist. You leave the forest, but the footprint stays with you. A few days later, a sealed envelope arrives. No sender, just a time, coordinates, a phrase, the past is breathing again. You follow the trail to a sterile, glass-walled facility buried in the foothills. Inside, biometric locks, holographic maps, something cold humming beneath it all. A voice greets you as you pass through security. You're early. Come, we're building a moa. You laugh. But then, you see the DNA sequence spinning on the screen. Not a mock-up. A real-time reconstruction. They explain, moa DNA was extracted from subfossil bones found in dry caves, but time has shattered it. To rebuild the genome, they're using CRISPR to splice missing segments from moa relatives, emu, and possibly tinamo. You watch as nucleotides snap into place. A digital embryo begins to take shape. This isn't resurrection, it's reconstruction. Something moves in the egg. They lead you past containment protocols, past vats and tanks and cold white corridors, into a room where eggs glow faintly with inner light. Artificial eggs. No mother, no shell, no nest, just glass, code, and humming life. You stop at one marked Moe Thur Live 1. Inside, a pulse, not sound, not motion, a shimmer, like something aware of being seen. You blink, it blinks back, or maybe, you imagine that, more than a bird. At the edge of the lab stands an elder in ceremonial garb. Hirakau, Himanu, Himauri, he says softly. It is a tree. It is a bird. It is a soul. He is Tohunga, a spiritual and cultural guardian of the Maori tradition. You are told that he came not to protest, but to bear witness. Still, not all iwi agree. Some see this act as colonial mimicry. Others fear what might emerge. A bird built in a lab is not a bird raised in a forest. And if the forest is gone, Where would a moa go? You stay the night. That night, you're offered a cot in the observer's wing. You don't sleep. The embryo, still faintly glowing, shifts. It doesn't breathe, but you feel something, a presence. Not quite human, not quite memory. You close your eyes. In your dream, the forest is not empty. The mist parts, and footsteps, massive, slow, deliberate, crush through fern and time. You wake up cold, but you know something is coming. Part 2. The lower level, where no creature was ever meant to go. You can't sleep. It's not the machines, not the filters or fluorescent hum. It's something else, something alive, not just growing, not just moving, but aware. Sublevel E3. You find the staircase by accident, or maybe it finds you. Steel, spiral, leading down to a place where the air turns heavy. At the bottom, a thick metal door. A single label, E3. Do not enter without prior authorization, but it isn't locked. You place your hand on the scanner. It opens. Inside, a corridor lit in cold blue. The silence hums in your eardrums. A rhythm you don't recognize, yet feels too precise to be random. The thing in the tank, in the center of the room, a transparent cylinder filled with fluid, suspended inside, an embryo. Not a bird. Not yet. But not anything else either. You step closer. It has legs, long, muscular, talons curled inward. Its skull is translucent, but formed. It drifts slightly in the fluid. You read the panel nearby. Specimen ID, MOA M Live 3 genome. Match 97.6% Dinornis robustus. Donor sequence, Dromaeus novae hollandiae, emu. Shell, synthetic biopolymer. Host, none. The feather doesn't match. On the side of the chamber is a small case containing a single preserved feather. You recognize it immediately. Moa plumage. Dark brown, iridescent. Coarse, yet soft. They recovered it from a dry cave. Intact after 600 years. Spectrophotometry confirmed color and microstructure. Source, Current Biology, 2023. You glance back at the embryo. Its developing skin is pale. No feathers. Inference. Without natural environmental cues, the expression of pigmentation genes may differ. Resulting plumage could deviate from ancestral forms. A thought strikes you. If it hatches, will it look like a moa or something entirely new? Tap, tap, tap. A tone sounds from the console. Amniotic temperature phase, 39.7 degrees reached. Phase 4 gestation initiated. Estimated emergence, 72 hours. And then, tap. You freeze. A ripple inside the fluid. Tap, tap, tap. Rhythmic, like knuckles on glass. Your pulse spikes. Not fear. Recognition. It's knocking. Ghost data. You hurry back upstairs. The observers are still monitoring simulations. On the display, projected height, 3.6 meters, weight, 230 brain volume, 110% emu average. Vocal capacity, unknown aggression response, no data. You notice a handwritten, sticky note stuck under the screen. It reads, "Don't call it Moa, call it Kaitiaki." In Maori, guardian, protector. You stare at the screen. It's blinking back. Not the eyes, the cursor. It blinks 3 times, then stops. You're not supposed to be here. A voice sounds behind you. Not from a person, but the speaker overhead. Most people don't come this far. Most turn away after seeing the eyes. But you stayed, so you'll need to understand. You ask, understand what? The voice responds, what's inside that shell is not a copy. It's not a replica. It's the first. The countdown has begun. Later that night, you lie awake, not from anxiety, but because you can feel it. Down below, in the artificial shell, Kaitiaki is stirring. You close your eyes, and in your mind, Not dreams, but footsteps. Massive, slow, measured, not in the hallway, in the forest, in the dark, approaching. Part 3. When it opened its eyes, you return. Not by order, not by curiosity, by instinct. Something in you needs to see this through, to witness it, whatever it is. The hatching. They've invited only a handful. Scientists, elders, observers. You are the only one here who was never supposed to be, but no one stops you. The chamber is warm, hushed, antiseptic, but tense, like the air before lightning. In the center, a synthetic egg, almost a meter long, cracked. The lights are dimmed, and from within, something is pushing. First breach detected, membrane separation complete, externalization commencing. A claw emerges, then a beak, not curved, but thick and flat. Then a head, featherless, shiny, trembling. It is not crying, not chirping, it's looking, directly at you. The gaze, you step closer. Its eyes are vast, dark, still, not wild, not frightened, just present. You've seen newborn animals before. They tremble, they cry, they hide. This one watches, not like prey, not like a child, like a thing that remembers. A voice from another time. The Maori elder, same as before, steps forward. He sings, not in English, not in any language you recognize, but the air changes. The hatchling tilts its head, and then it makes a sound, not a chirp, not a cry, a tone, long, low, not loud, but it vibrates in your chest, like standing inside a bell. That is not the voice of Moa, the elder says, but it is not fake either. It is someone. The question no one wants to ask. 2 days later, they hold a closed session. The question on the table is not, what is it? But, do we release it? Into where? And with what consequences? The scientists argue over viability. The ethicists argue over responsibility. The EWE argue over guardianship. But you remember the gaze. It did not ask to be born. The problem of a lost forest. The original Moa habitat no longer exists. Its ecosystem is fragmented, predators gone, food chains altered. The forest that birthed the Moa is memory now. And Kaitiaki is not memory, it is presence, living, breathing, and watching. The verdict, they vote, no release, no replication. Kaitiaki will be raised in a private sanctuary, monitored, studied, not displayed, not bred. A compromise, a delay, a way to say we're not ready without admitting we may never be. The final visit. You go to the sanctuary at dusk. There's no fence, no cage, just light, trees, wind, simulated stars overhead. Kaitiaki stands beneath a manuka tree, larger now, steady, watching you again. You nod. It blinks. Once, and for the first time, you speak. Do you know what you are? It doesn't answer, but behind you, a shadow moves through the grass. Another, and another. You're not alone. The last whisper. That night in your sleep, you hear it again. Footsteps, heavy, rhythmic, through ferns, through time. And in the mist, something vast steps forward, not past, not future, now. Thank you for watching and listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep exploring more mysteries in our next videos.